Good evening. This is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you subscribe, hit the bell button so you get me all the time. This is day 3 of our spice mixes. The first one I have is chili lime seasoning, and I use this as a rub for chicken or for pork. 1 tablespoon of, I have no idea how to pronounce that, powder. 1 tablespoon of paprika, 3 teaspoons powdered lime juice, 3 teaspoons garlic powder, 3 teaspoons onion powder, 1 teaspoon salt, and a half teaspoon of sugar. You combine them all together, mix it thoroughly, store in an airtight container, and then you shake before you use. Powdered lime juice, I make my own. I'm assuming Amazon or Walmart or one of those stores would have it. But I take my lime peels and I dehydrate them and then I powder them. So that's what I do on that one. Okay, this next one. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. 2 teaspoons of chili powder. 1 teaspoon of salt, and this is optional because if you go down further, you're going to use bouillon cubes, and if you use bouillon cubes, it's going to be salty as all get out. So you don't need this salt. 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of crushed bouillon cubes. And I said there again, omit your salt if you're using the cubes. 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon cumin, 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper. Did you know cayenne pepper helps you with your blood pressure? Or if you have you're having a heart attack, have someone give you a shot of cayenne pepper, and a lot of times it'll start your heart or make your heart go better. Anyway, you got that. So 2 tablespoons of this will equal 1 tablespoon of the seasoning mix that you can buy. By the way, I have those seasoning mixes in my pantry just in case if something happened and I don't have the time or the energy to make this seasoning. Then I will, and I run out, so then I will still be able to make them. This is a different recipe. A Texas Roadhouse honey butter. It's a good one. I love it on pancakes. I love it on French toast. 1 cup of butter that's softened, which is 2 sticks. 1 cup of honey. 1 cup of powdered sugar. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. You mix all the ingredients together very, very well. Store in a mason jar. And like I said, you can use it on toast. You can use it on bread, pancakes, French toast, or any other kind of quick bread that you make. And I love it on pancakes. Apple pie spice mix. 4 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of allspice, 1½ teaspoons of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon cloves. Mix these all together. You store in an airtight container. Leave headspace so you can shake it before you use it every time, so you can incorporate all your ingredients again. Savory Steak seasoning mix. 4 tablespoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of paprika, 2 tablespoons of celery seed, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of nutmeg. Nutmeg would probably be your secret ingredient in here. It is good. You can use it on all kinds of meat, not just steaks, okay? I use it as a rub, or I just sprinkle it on. That's how I use mine. Okay, next one, taco seasoning. Remember, I told you I was going to give you several versions of all these recipes, and you're going to have to try each one, or try the one that hits you best, and make your own decision. This is a 1/2 cup of chili powder, 1/4 cup onion powder, 1/8 cup cumin, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 tablespoon of salt, and cayenne pepper to taste. Most people add 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I can't, or 1/2 to 1 tablespoon, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I have to cut that way down because my stomach won't handle it. Okay, I wasn't growing up eating, I didn't grow up eating tacos or any of that stuff. That was all far-fetched for me. Okay? By the way, 2 tablespoons of taco mix will equal a package for each pound of hamburger that you use. This is your next one. Dried onion soup mix. This is another one that I have several recipes for. 2/3 cup diced dried onion. 3 teaspoons of dried parsley. 2 teaspoons of turmeric. 1 teaspoon of salt. A half a teaspoon of black pepper. 2 teaspoons of onion powder. 1 teaspoon of celery salt. 1 teaspoon of sugar. Mix them all together thoroughly. Place in an airtight container and make sure you have headspace so you can shake it before it's used. And you use 2 tablespoons for 1 packet of soup mix. This is my favorite one. By the way, all these dried herbs and dried items can be made at home if you dehydrate the stuff yourself. And then some of it that has to be, the onions, I dehydrate myself. A lot of people don't because they don't like the smell. That's where my sinuses come in because I can't smell it, okay? So it doesn't bother me. But you got dried parsley, you do that, and you got that onion powder. Grind your own. You can't do with celery salt, but you can do with celery powder. Or garlic powder, you do your own. Okay, so that's very inexpensive then. One more before we quit for the night. Ranch dressing mix. 5 tablespoons of dried minced onion. 7 teaspoons of parsley flakes. 4 teaspoons of salt. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. See how all these seasoning mixes have about the same kind of seasonings in, or herbs, or whatever you call them in, ingredients in, but they just have different amounts. And that's what a seasoning mix is. Make your own. You probably like it better than any of these I'm coming up with. Okay. To use it, you use 2 tablespoons of mix for your dip. 1 cup of mayo, 1 cup of buttermilk or sour cream or yogurt. And make a few hours before serving so flavors blend. You can also make this with as a dressing. And then I don't add as much mayo. Okay? So I make it thinner. Or I will use something besides buttermilk. A lot of times I'll use just plain milk. Okay? So that's it for now. I don't know how many I gave. This is day 3 of the spice mixes. I think I could probably go a lot longer. I know I will. I'll be going all week on them. But I found some that are quite interesting. So, you have a good evening, rest of the evening. We'll see you tomorrow, and God bless. Bye-bye.